How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin. Today's topic of discussion is going to be quality versus quantity, the people in your life. Quality versus quantity, the people in your life. Think about that topic. What would you rather have? Would you have more people that's in your, would you rather have more people that's in your life that are just, for you? Really just give or take? You know, I really don't know if I really find them as a benefit for them. Some people are snakes. At least I got a lot of people in here. I can rotate about them. Or would you have less people in your life that are more about quality? Take a moment and think about that. Some people out there might be thinking, to a degree, like I somewhat thought at a time. Not that I particularly picked up people in this manner, but they might think, hey, I got a friend that I deal with this for these type of topics, and then I have a person that I deal with this on these particular things, and then I have a person that I deal with this and this aspect of my life. That's fine and good. You really should consider yourself lucky if you just have one person to call a friend. One person that's going to rock and roll with you. Friends take years to develop. Friendship takes years to develop. There's a reason why people come in your life. They're in your life for certain stints, and then they're out. Think back on relationships where they've crumbled. Man, I don't talk to that person any longer. Were we just work friends? Where, hey, a little bit after work, we may have went out, we may have done some things. Why don't we hang out? Why are we not friends? Then you have friends. I have these type of friends. I have friends where the relationships have been years in the making. 20 plus years in the making. And we don't talk all the time. And it's not that we've fallen off. Anytime that we talk, it's just like we hadn't even missed a beat. As a matter of fact, when we do talk, usually that first initial conversation off us talking again is pretty lengthy in the moments that we're catching up in one another's lives. But we put it back down and then, we go on our way. And it's not that we've departed and being, friends. It's just that we got our own lives to live. Our relationship is not really built on that neediness of having to communicate every single day or every week or every month. It's just kind of like, hey, as long as I know that you're doing well, we're good. You do have friends like that. But then you have people are just quick to say, hey, that's my friend. Met him at work. I like to cut his jib. I like the way they move. They seem like a person that's easy to get along with. We're friends. No, that's not the way that it works. It's not until you have some ups and some downs, and like I said earlier, the relationship has an ebb and a flow to it. Friends take years to develop. Certain things that you may be certain about in your life or in this relationship that you have with the person, man, hey, I need to borrow some money. I'll give it to you. That person might not be there with you yet. I don't know you like that. It's okay, you calling up to talk and tell me on, a few things that's going on, but I really don't want to be tied up with you like that. How do you know these things initially? You don't. That's the reason why friendships are built on give and take, ebb and flow, just like I said earlier. It's not until you go to your highest highs and your lowest lows that you see who's there for you. Now, is that to say that as you're just walking through life, you're just looking like, okay, who's the potential person that's just going to be there with me through my, my ups and, my downs so I can call them a friend? No. Normally friendships happen when you're not even really trying to be friends. You just happen to kind of link up. You have some common things in there. Before you know it, some time has passed. As long as you're being honest with yourself, honest with the relationship that you have, hopefully it will be a relationship that flourishes. But with some people, that's not good enough. Some people, they think the amount of people that I have up around me, forget the quality, the amount of people that I got around me is what's important. Even if I got to pick out little tidbits, even if the person is unhealthy all the way around, it's just, hey, look, I can talk to him on this thing. Hey, that's my friend. This person, I got him up for this thing. That's my friend. Now, with the few friends that I have friends that are in that light as well, or were in that light as well, to where on this particular matter that was, bothering me, I could bring this to them because I knew that they really, I'm making it almost sound like it's a profession, but I really want to say like they really specialized in that topic that I was talking to them about. Then it's some that they're very well rounded. You're able to bring anything to them, and they can just kind of be that, sounding board for anything. But then as I got older, and with some of the people that I'm talking about in my life, when I'm like, well, I could talk to this one about this particular thing and this one about this particular thing, some of those things even kind of ran its course. They ran their course from the standpoint of not taking too long in this video to elaborate on all the little intricate details of what's transpired in the relationship. But on some of those relationships, the reason why I was only dealing with them in a particular way was because they couldn't handle anything else that I brought to them. Either it was just really jaded advice, it was really lopsided, or things that they would say to me was skewed and off kilter. And really what I'm wanting to say is that all of this is summing up to be is they didn't have my best interest when it came to these other things. It almost seemed like they were kind of kicking me when they were down. Now, one of the things that was kind of brought to my attention and through another person that was in my inner circle at the time was, hey, they might not even know how to deal with what you're bringing them. So, yeah, some of this advice that they're giving off, some of these things they're talking about, is just conflicted. It's not only conflicting with you and them, they don't even know. They're just talking. But then, those relationships took on their own, they had their own, they had their own positives and negatives with it. I'll leave it at that. There were things that I had to weigh out in the relationship on why is it just this particular thing, and I can just talk to you about these other things are just so, it's almost like I keep you, blocked out because I'm not really wanting to hear on what you're hearing or what you're saying with this. It brought about a whole lot of other things that I'm not going to take the time to say in this video, but I'm sure I've said them in other videos. So when I've thought about the people that were up off in my life, I had to think about how those relationships stood on their own. Were they overall healthy or not? And that's the point that I'm getting to. That's what I'm talking about with these relationships on why can't I just only talk to you about this portion of what's going on. And it's not that this relationship is solely based on just talking about things that's going on up off of my life, but why is it I can only talk about this particular thing? Because if not, then the relationship takes an unhealthy turn. Then it's just like, I don't think it's too much to be asking just for us to be able to overall conversate about things that's going on and still be in a healthy light. Why does it go like this? Why does the relationship evolve? Why does it? Because relationships do evolve. So what I'm saying is, what I meant to say is, why do they devolve into something unhealthy? Like I said, friendships take years to develop. You're going to go through your ups and you're going to go through your downs. Nobody's perfect. Quality versus quantity. That's what I'm saying. I just didn't want to expound on the fact of the relationship that I'm talking about, because I've talked about this in other videos. And it's not just one relationship. There's multiple relationships that I'm talking about, to where it's just like, yeah, if I'm looking at just this aspect of how we communicate, yeah, it's healthy. But if I look at it overall, it's unhealthy. That's what you have to ask yourself. Sometimes we make allowances for people to be in our life and situations to be in our life, and we really try to cling on or make excuses on why they should be there, even if they shouldn't be there. They should be doing their thing, and you should be doing your thing, because either you've outgrown them, or they outgrown you, or whatever you all are striving for. It's not in unison, and that's fine. That's fine, and that could be some of the reason why there's some distance too. Just like I elaborated on earlier in this video when I said that there's times where, I mean, I have people that I hadn't spoken to within months or maybe even years. There's no love lost, and there was never any time that I could think of that I was just like, let me put this hard divide in between us so we could just, separate some airspace and time between us. Is just the way that the relationship was, or things that I moved on to do, or things that they moved on to do. So it was not anything necessarily unhealthy about it. It was just the way that it evolved. But do you have a relationship evolving, or do you have it devolving? Quality versus quantity. Topic of this video. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on my other social media: Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. Check the links in the description box. Check out the book I've written, Kilimanjaro, The Arithmetic of Family Communication. Links in the description box. Until next time, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. You have a good one.